Hello and welcome to TXM TV. I'm Anthony Clyne, and today I'm joined by Rob Chittenden. Hi, Rob.
Hi, Anthony. Hi, everyone.
And also Peter Rewi. How are you, Peter?
I'm good, thank you very much.
Fantastic. And thanks for joining us, Peter and Rob. And we're talking today about, and all this week, about lean thinking for a responsive world. So lean tools are subtly helping in the workplace, and they are becoming the new normal in their new application. And today we'll just outline some of those tools. So Scrum boards is a way of working together so everybody knows where everybody else's projects are going, where they're up to. And teams, small teams and large teams can work together to ensure that people are doing the right tasks at the right time. And so that's one of the key tools that we're going to see as companies pivot and work out what the new products and new projects are that they need to become successful. The another tool is around instant help. So we have instant message, but now instant help is the structured response to an instant message. And the Japanese call this the and-on system. And so in a lean world, what we need is for people to work effectively, sometimes remotely and other times in a collaborative office. And they need to call out for help and get a response, get some help, and then they continue working productively. So that's another tool. But the way that the leader works and talks to those people and routinely checks their progress, sees if they need any support, any help, that's called leader standard work. And with the new way of working remotely and with video, that has to be more structured and require a different dynamic. And so we're going to see leader standard work is becoming more prominent in the workplace as we move forward. And the other some of the other changes are around waste. So the definition of what is non-value added time and what is incidental but necessary is all changing. And so transport is a big new definition, whereas previously the time it takes for someone to commute to work was considered part of the incidental waste of having to work in the office. Now that's viewed as just standard waste, and it isn't really needed. And so that's another way of working. And then the other application is human motion. And this is around walking and interacting within the workplace. And so motion with distancing, has a new definition, as does waiting, because as you wait and yield and work together, we all take on this calmer persona, and waiting is now a part of our standard work. Whereas previously we would walk past without thinking. Now we have to consciously stop and wait. And so there's a new application of lean thinking, and some of this is around just the way we work, but our whole systems need to be worked out. And Rob, what's a good way to work out how our workflow can be improved?
Yeah, well, Anthony, that's a great question. And what I want to talk about today is now is a great time to simplify our business systems. And this is what we spend a lot of time at TXM on, is value stream mapping, where we look to simplify the value stream through applying that tool. By applying lean thinking to this value stream map, we can drive innovation. And really that's what we're all trying to achieve at this stage, is innovation, to make things as simple as they can be in order to improve the flow and productivity in our systems. The value stream mapping makes us look at what the work is and the processes that occur in it, and how to identify the wastes. At the center of the value stream mapping exercise, there are two key questions that I'll be looking for, and one you should always ask. What are the processes that add value for the customer? And where can the process steps be eliminated or combined to achieve a better flow? In a recent TXM audit of best practice in companies, we've found that those that have done really well have focused on their processes first and then proceeded to set simple systems in place, such as to-bin stock systems, visual management boards, leader standard work, 5S workplace standards, and and-on systems, or even Kanban systems, to make things simple. And with the current events taking place, now is a good time to review those processes via value stream mapping tasks and start to improve your processes steadily and consistently. So Anthony, building on from what you said, all those tools do apply to a value stream mapping, and it's a great starting point. And I'm going to hand over now to Peter, and he's going to talk a little bit more about one of those tools, about 5S and getting started. Over to you, Peter.
Thanks, Rob. 5S, yeah. It's probably one of the simplest, most effective tools in the practices that we can implement through continuous improvement. But it's also the one that's sometimes neglected. And right now, last week I spoke about the need for us to think clearly about what demarcation looks like moving forward. So right now, I would probably say that 5S needs to be reviewed in lots of businesses. One of the things that I wanted to talk to you today specifically was some of the tools that you can use. Now, there's been a lot of discussion on the news and here in New Zealand about the cost of adaptation. Now, what I mean by that is how much money are you prepared to pay to have nice kind of like vinyl things put on the floor and, you know, go away and get some demarcation tape and the like. That's a great idea. And please don't think that I'm saying it's not a good idea. However, for a lot of businesses, it's where do we start? And I just wanted to turn around and talk about the basics. Demarcation is a fundamental of good 5S. However, in our new world, demarcation is also really important with regards to health and safety in the workplace. So where do we start with demarcation? So I love doing this type of thing, and the place to start is the simplest tools. All right, if you're talking about office, all right, how can we turn around and use simple tools such as a pen, tape, paint, all right, in order to go through the process of actually demarcating areas without having to invest too much money and cost. It's one of the fundamentals, again, all right, of good lean practice to do things first just to see how they work, all right, improve them over time. And then if you see something that's working fantastically, then you might want to invest some time and effort into making them long-term by getting professionals in to actually go over the top of your areas and to demarcate. However, I think when we look at where our businesses are possibly going to be over the next 6, 8, 10 months, it's really important to not wait for that moment now. It's really important to go out and find your basic tools, all right, get a group of people together, making sure that you keep them 2 meters apart, and ask them quite clearly what needs to happen so that you can come to work feeling safe in terms of good 5S and easy demarcation. Gentlemen, that's me.
Fantastic, Peter. And so there's a lot of classic lean tools are so relevant now, and some of those are getting rebadged and reapplied, but it requires the same thinking.
True.
That's fine. So thank you for participating and watching this live production. Remember to comment on our LinkedIn page and email us at txmtv@txm.com. I'm Anthony Clyne, and thank you, Rob, and thank you, Peter, for joining us. And we hope to see you again tomorrow for the next episode of TXM TV. Bye for now.
Cheers.